What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So as we know, the Memphis Grizzlies are one of the good teams out in the West right now, but I'm starting to notice people not liking them. Of course, a big reason for that is because what Ja Morant said in that interview and just the kind of the trash talk the Grizzlies seem to talk, and it seems like a lot of people aren't the biggest fans of it. But today, I'm going to jump into 2K, and I'm going to back up that trash talk for the Memphis Grizzlies. We haven't done a Grizzlies rebuild in a while, but I'm going to rebuild this team until I get Ja Morant a championship. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one. Of course, subscribe if you are new to the channel. As always, greatly appreciated. So, the Memphis Grizzlies are, on paper, such a good-looking team out west, and they're clearly kind of up there in contender status. Maybe you don't see them as that just yet, but I feel like they're like one key piece move away from being just that. It sounds like they try to make a big move at the deadline. Maybe they were the mysterious team that offered picks for OG Anunoby, or picks from Mikal Bridges. A mystery team offered 4 firsts apparently. So sounds like the Grizzlies may have tried if that was a team that was doing all that. But I still think they're one move away. But we are going to see what 2K thinks. We're going to just summarize this first season. We're not going to really touch much. Steven Adams right now is not healthy, but I'm going to fix rotation. So if this team was fully healthy, it'd be Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, Brooks, Jaren Jackson, Adams, Tyus Jones, Brandon Clark, Santi Aldama, and then Luke Kennard, of course, is who they picked up at the trade deadline. So not the sexiest move in the world, but Luke Kennard definitely helps and improves their shooting. I want to make this team as good as I possibly can around Ja Morant. They always seem to lose Desmond Bane in this game as well. Like when you simulate, Desmond Bane's always on like the Hornets or something. So we're obviously going to keep Desmond Bane, Ja Morant, and Jaren Jackson together. Probably look to upgrade that small forward center spot, and let's just make this Grizzlies team as good as we possibly can and get Ja Morant a championship. Today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a player props app that allows you to choose overs or unders on your favorite players that you enjoy watching each and every day. It is available on mobile or desktop, and this is how it looks. They give you the number and you're going to choose over or under on it. They pretty much have every sport you can imagine, whether it's soccer, NFL, NHL. They have a ton of different options. So this is how it works. You choose between 2 to 6 players, 2 being 3 times your money, all the way up to 6 players, 25 times your money. PrizePicks has just elevated my watching experience to a whole new level. So if you want to sign up, I also have some of my entries as examples here. That way you can kind of see how it works. But if you want to sign up, links in the description. Use code Crushables. They match your deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. Thank you, PrizePicks, for sponsoring today's video. Luka comes out here, wins MVP, Paulo Rookie of the Year, Benedict Mathurin 6th man on the Pacers, Giannis Offensive Player, and Alpert Sengun Most Improved, and JB Bickerstaff Coach of the Year. Has a rookie ever won 6th man of the year? I kind of wonder. I don't know if that's ever happened, but if it has, I guess I'm not aware of it. But here's your All-NBA teams. Of course, you got Ja Morant making an All-NBA first team. He averaged 29 points per game this season. We know what we have in Ja Morant. So let's go take a look at where we're at. So the second seed in the Western Conference. I don't know if we'll win a championship this season, but we have a pretty good, opportunity at it. Jaren Jackson, 16 and 3 blocks. We all know what kind of season he's having. 14 from Brooks, 10 from Tyus Jones, 9, and then 9. I'm going to shrink my rotation down to a 9-man rotation just to make sure we're playing our 9 best players. You kind of want to shrink your rotation once you get in the playoffs. So that's going to leave Xavier Tillman out of the rotation, which I think is okay because we have Brandon Clark already playing backup center. So let's come out here and see who we're playing in round 1. We do draw the Los Angeles Clippers, and that would be kind of a scary round 1 matchup for the Grizzlies because the Clippers are a team that if they're fully healthy, which is always the question with them, they definitely could make some noise. So I'm just going to click simulate current round. I don't have a dog in the fight just yet because we haven't made a move on this team. So simulate current round, and let's see what happens here. We are going to beat the Clippers in 5 games, so take care of them. And now we get the Golden State Warriors. We all know the Grizzlies and the Warriors not very fond of each other. The Grizzlies talk like they've won multiple championships, and the Warriors aren't very fond of that. The Warriors did pick up Miles Bridges, so yeah, interesting. They used to have a Michigan State power forward starting there, and now they have a different one. And of course, Raymond off the bench. Yeah, this is going to be tough. I don't know if we're going to be able to beat this team. It's a very good team on paper. Let's simulate current round once again, and this time we are getting eliminated in 6 games. So the Warriors are still on top of us, and you got the Warriors making it all the way to the finals. So Celtics versus Warriors 2.0, and you're going to have the Warriors win yet another championship. Now it is time to get into this offseason and make our big moves to put this Grizzlies team in top contention. We're already kind of there, but there's some moves we can make to just solidify that even further. Magic are about to get Victor Wembanyama, so that's kind of scary. They're already pretty big as it is, but now they're about to add Victor to that team. Pretty intimidating as far as our draft pick is concerned. Do we even own our pick this season? I am actually not 100% sure. Yeah, we have the 25th pick, so the Magic, Rockets, and Nets. So the Nets getting number 3 overall also helps them out a ton as well. I am just going to keep Taylor Jenkins. Yeah, I could go for like Greg Popovich, but Jenkins has done a great job with this Grizzlies roster, so I'm just going to keep him around. Gonna fill this out, and you guys probably already know where I'm about to go with my next move. The Grizzlies tried to get Mikal Bridges or OG Anunoby, and I think those two guys are perfect for what the Grizzlies need right now. I mean, they have Dylan Brooks, of course, but I think Mikal, who literally just scored like 44 points last night, whatever it was, had his highest career game. He's clearly showing that he can be a dog, which he already kind of was. So that is my first agenda. I am going to try to acquire Mikal Bridges from the Brooklyn Nets. I don't agree with the price that Mikal Bridges apparently is being asked for, but if the rumor is true that he was offered for 4 first-round picks, I guess we're going to do that here. So instead of having 4, I'm going to have a young player in here as well, then 3 picks. So I guess the Nets would walk away with some even more draft capital for Mikal Bridges. And like I said, I think he'd be the perfect small forward to add to this Grizzlies roster. I'm going to offer this, and of course, I do agree to it because I'm kind of overpaying, I would think. Well, I mean, if that's what Mikal Bridges' price tag is, I guess we overpaid for him, whatever. I don't know, but I do love him on this Grizzlies roster. I think it's a move they should have tried to make if they, I mean, like I said, it sounds like they tried, but would love him on this Grizzlies team. So that is my first move that I wanted to put on this team. Mikal Bridges, perfect fit in my opinion. So we're not even gonna have a draft pick anymore. So player options, we got Desmond Bane, of course, we're accepting. Santi Aldama we're keeping. Xavier Tillman, Zaire Williams we're keeping as well. So like everything we have here, except all those. Qualifying offers, none. And then one free agent we do have is Dylan Brooks, but we just got Mikal Bridges, so it kind of makes me wonder what we should do with Dylan Brooks. And then we're going to have the ability to sign like a small mid-level exception, it looks like. So let's take a look at our rotation as is right now. So we have John Morant at point guard. Bane, you got Luke Kennard, of course, then John Conchar. You got Mikal Bridges, Zaire Williams, Jaren Jackson, Santi Aldama, and then Clark, and then Adams. So I like my front court depth. Aldama is a great backup power forward, and then Adams right now. As far as my center is concerned, I'm not going to look to upgrade it just yet, but maybe at the deadline, if there's a center that I feel like could just be better here, then maybe we'll look into that. And then Clark and Tillman we'll keep as well for now. So the main thing we need to upgrade is like our point guard and our small forward spot. And I could trust Zaire Williams to develop. I think I really just want to get like a really good backup point guard. I think that's kind of where I'm looking at this team and thinking that's kind of where we need something. So like we got like a cheap Edmund Summer. So we could of course just sign someone in free agency and roll with that. I could like sign and trade Dylan Brooks for a point guard maybe as well, which is probably where we'll go with this. So 3 years, $15 million. I'm going to sign and trade Dylan Brooks for a point guard that I can acquire to back up John Morant. We had one of the best in Tyus Jones, but of course we had to throw him in the trade to match salary for Mikal Bridges. So now it is time to see if there's any team lined up to take a 3-and-D wing like Brooks where we could get a backup point guard out of him. We're going to try to get Monte Morris from the Washington Wizards. He'd be like just the perfect point guard to have here as our backup to back up John Morant. Kind of similar to what Tyus Jones was for us. So Brooks for Morris and Anthony Gill, do they accept? They want a first-round pick, but they'll give me one. Am I even able to trade another first? I don't know. If I have to throw in like actually, I don't think I don't think I can throw anything in. So I guess we're swapping first-round picks, whatever. I'll do it. So we get Monte Morris here on this Grizzlies team, which is going to be the perfect point guard in this situation. So those are going to be my 2 moves this offseason. We are definitely not done. I don't know if this is going to be like a championship team just yet, but we are getting closer and closer to our goal. Adams going down 3 overall is definitely sucks. I do like Steven Adams, but he is going to continue to go down in overall. And the fact that Mikal Bridges went down doesn't make any sense, but whatever. You got Adams, Monte Morris, Clark, and then Zaire Williams. How much he developed? 76 overall. I like that. So feeling pretty good so far. And we have the ability to, throw in a couple young players to get another center at the deadline if needed, if Adams is just going to continue to struggle, but we'll figure out once we get there. So I love the 2 additions of Morris and Mikal Bridges. I think another one is needed, like another good addition, and I'm looking at that center spot as the next position I'm targeting. So rotationally, we're looking like this. You got John Morant, Bane, Mikal Bridges. I love that. Jaren Jackson, Adams for now, Monte Morris, Santi Aldama, Clark, and then Tillman. I am going to throw Williams over Tillman just because we already have Clark playing that backup center. So I do want to get Zaire Williams some minutes here. And then Luke Kennard not being in the rotation. But we could use his salary at the deadline, maybe with Steven Adams. So we have the ability to make a pretty good move at the deadline as well. Got still a couple of assets that we can use. We're going to simulate to the end of the season, stop the deadline probably, and make our move at the center position. I told you guys I was going to stop at the trade deadline, and I am telling the truth on that department. So I'm here at the deadline, and right now we're currently 32-24, not too bad, ranked 4th in the West. I almost said East for some reason, but the center I'm kind of looking at, because like I said, I wanted to upgrade the center position, and now that the Magic have drafted Victor Wembanyama, I feel like that probably makes Wendell Carter Jr. a little bit more expendable. I don't trade for Wendell Carter all that often, so I think that could definitely be kind of a nice new thing we can do here. So Wendell Carter, they could be pretty solid, 9 points. He's kind of not really, I like Wendell Carter. I think I'll bring him in to be our to be our starting center. He's 82 overall. He's 24 years old. Not really the home run center I was looking at or looking for, but I think he's going to fit exactly what we need. Of course, I can go for like Claxton as well, but I think I've kind of done that lately. You got like Christian Wood, Jakob Poeltl, who signed for a minimum, I guess, which is kind of bizarre. But yeah, I think I'm looking at Wendell Carter, and that's kind of my favorite idea here. So if I threw in like Steven Adams, who matches the salary perfectly, and then let's say like John Conchar or David Roddy, we just continue to throw in our young players, Kennedy Chandler, and then maybe Tillman as well. Maybe Tillman would be a little bit better. So Adams and Tillman for Wendell Carter. Do the Magic accept this? They do not. Immediately, they don't. What about a second rounder? They don't agree to that. I'm trying not to trade a first rounder here. David Roddy, he has 1.5 star value. Do you have anybody you don't care for, Houston? I'm assuming they're going to care for all these guys. They got Russell Westbrook as well. That's probably not going to be... I don't think I can make this trade happen, actually. So, yeah, I mean, that's probably the best I can offer, and they say no. So, maybe Zaire Williams is in the trade instead. They accept it. I hate to trade Zaire Williams, but this is the upgrade I'm looking for at the center position. So, I'm going to offer this, and they do agree to it. So, we get Wendell Carter on this team as our upgrade at the center spot we were looking for, and I can move Luke Kennard to small forward, who will actually go up in overall. So, got our center. Will it be the home run I was looking for? Maybe not. I hate to trade Zaire Williams in that scenario, but I think Wendell Carter added to this team that kind of fits the time a little bit better as well. It's gonna do something for us. So I like where we're at. We still have the ability to make another trade if we need to. If this doesn't work out, well, we can look into the offseason, but feel pretty good about so far of what we've done. Luka Doncic wins MVP. Wembanyama on the Magic's Rookie of the Year. John Wall, 6th man in Detroit. Giannis Offensive Player. And Evan Mobley, Most Improved. And Nate McMillan is your Coach of the Year. Harrison is your Executive. So, here's your NBA first team. John Morant still making it, averaging 34.4 points per game, 10.5 assists. The simulation wasn't all that great. We did get Jaren Jackson on all defensive second team. I would have loved to have gotten like a Robert Williams instead of like a Wendell Carter, but we do get the Warriors in round 1 again, so this should be relatively interesting. But if you're looking at it, you got 34, 21, 19, exactly what I would want. Mikal Bridges with 11.5, 10 from Wendell Carter. You had 9 from Monte Morris off the bench. Aldama with 8, 7 from Clark, and then 5 from Luke Kennard. So overall, not too shabby. We get the Warriors in round 1. Let's see if they still have like Miles Bridges. No longer have that. So the team is still good. Don't get me wrong, but I think we have a little bit of a better chance here, hopefully. So let's see how this goes. Game 1, we're going to go up 1-0. 25 and 10 from John Morant. 21, 13, and 6 blocks from Jaren Jackson. Game 2, up 2-0. So far, so good. Stephen Curry and the Warriors might actually go down to us this time. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I spoke too soon. They do even it up. Game 5 is going to be a big one. We do win it. Do we beat them in 6? We do. So we finally beat the Warriors, and now we get the LA Lakers, who are going to stop LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Scott D'Lo, Chris Murray is their small forward, Jared Vanderbilt, Grant Dickey, Ronald Neto, Howell Neto, and then Derek Favors. How did they get Grant Dickey and Chris Murray? No idea how they pulled that off, but cool, I guess. Let's go and see if we can beat them. Game 1, they're up 1-0. They're up 2-0. We're going to get bounced in round 2 again, or are we going to come? It's not looking good, boys. Get eliminated in round 2 once again. So far, this has not worked out the way I wanted. Anthony Davis and Evan Mobley are finals MVPs, and then you got the Cavs beating the Lakers. All right. LeBron James is going to retire, so I guess that's going to help us out a little bit. So let's go to the lottery now, and let's see what we can do here to try to upgrade this roster even further. Spurs get number 1. We are going to have the 23rd pick in this draft, so we'll take a look at that and probably use that pick on draft night to make an upgrade. So I got an interesting trade here in front of us where we flip Wendell Carter, Clark, and a 23rd overall pick, and we get Miles Turner, and we move up to the 9th overall pick. I think this trade is very tempting. Miles Turner and Jaren Jackson starting together in the front court. Low-key very interesting. Of course, Miles Turner averaging 2 blocks. Jaren Jackson was averaging like 3. So yeah, you could definitely have a couple shot blockers down low, and we get the 9th overall pick. I think I got to do this trade. It does suck that Wendell Carter didn't work out for us, but you know what? We are going to make a 2 overall upgrade. Wendell Carter might develop into an 84 overall this offseason, but getting that 9th overall pick is just, kind of the cherry on top there. So now you're the 9th overall pick, Kennedy Chandler, and John Conchar's salary. So I'm kind of wondering, if we threw these three things together, if anything crazy would pop up. So you got the 8th pick and get Burks. I'm good on that. Kevin Huerter and then a 1st-round pick is also very interesting. The Kings were willing to give him up. Him off the bench could be really nice. Dinwiddie, Brandon Clark, Anthony Black, John Wall, TJ Warren, Cameron Johnson, and then that's going to be moving down to 13. Mo Wagner, Nasir Little. Okay, I'm looking at this. We can get a future 1st-round pick, and we get Kevin Huerter out of this. It's almost very tempting because Kevin Huerter, Loki's been very good. Shot 49% from 3. So we all know the Grizzlies have struggled in the past from shooting the ball. Very tempting. Do I flip the 9th overall pick for Kevin Huerter? We're trying to win a championship right now, so I don't know if a rookie at number 9 is going to help us. He might, but you know what? I don't get Kevin Huerter all that often. Let's do it. And that Kings pick also might become very good in the future. So I'm feeling good about that. So now we're going to have Kevin Huerter backing up Desmond Bane. That is insane. I love that depth there. And then we'll have Tillman. We'll bring him back. Aldama will bring back. Kennard will probably bring back as well. So our shooting off the bench is going to be just fine. We're going to have to make some signings in free agency, but I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at. So player options, let's see where we're at. Got Luke Kennard, which I'm going to accept actually. And then qualifying offers, Desmond Bane. Big signing we got to make. And then free agency, we got Desmond Bane, of course, Monte Morris, Tillman. So I'm going to sign all these guys back. So Monte Morris, I'm bringing back to be my backup point guard. I love the addition, or love to keep him around. Tillman, we need him because we traded Brandon Clark, of course. And then Desmond Bane, we just got to wait for him to get an offer. And like I said, the Grizzlies always seem to let him walk. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give him a 5-year deal to keep him next to Ja Morant. And now I feel like we're in our contender bag. Like if this team can't win a championship, then maybe it's just not going to be possible. But I love where we're at. Monte Morris, Ja Morant, Bane, Huerter now. Huerter off the bench is going to be great. Kennard backing up Bridges. You're going to have Jaren Jackson, Aldama, Tillman, and Miles Turner. I love it. Let's go to player progression now. See where we're at as far as the team progressing. See if this gets any better. Hopefully, Mikal doesn't go down more. Okay, so this time Mikal actually went up. Turner's up. Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson, and Ja Morant is up to a 98 overall. And everyone is just progressing. So, yeah, I like where we're at. If this team can't win a championship this season, it may not be possible. But we're going to, like I said, we're going to keep doing this until we can get a championship with this Grizzlies team, because I feel great about where we're at. So if we go look at the rotation as it is right now, power ranking lands is number 4. So Ja Morant, Bane, Bridges, Jaren Jackson, Turner, Kevin Huerter, Monte Morris, Aldama, and Kennard. And that leaves Tillman out of the rotation, which is fine. 4.5 balance. What more could you possibly want? Let's simulate this season. Let's go see if this is our championship season with this Grizzlies team. Trae Young wins MVP. Xavier Booker, Rookie of the Year on the Denver Nuggets. Cole Anthony, 6th man. Evan Mobley, Defensive Player. And then Tyrese Maxey, Most Improved. Coach of the Year goes to Taylor Jenkins, as we went 56 and 26 this season. So we're right where we want to be. Ja Morant only makes an All-NBA third team. He probably had a lot more help, so he went down from 34 to 29 points per game. So they're like, okay, you can only make All-NBA third team now. Do we get Jaren Jackson? Yep, Jaren Jackson still making all defensive teams. Love to see that. And we got the first seed in the West. So let's go take a look at our player stats. Yeah, 21.5 from Jackson, 17.5 from Desmond Bane. Ja Morant, as we know, 29. Miles Turner with 11, 9, 2.5 blocks. So Jaren Jackson, Miles Turner is kind of like a twin towers down there, able to just block whatever they want. So kind of, it's almost similar to like Cleveland. Yeah, like Cleveland, like Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen. We got Turner and Jaren Jackson. So feel really good about it. Now, is this team going to win a championship is the ultimate question. Again, Minnesota in round 1. We all know these two teams have matched up in the playoffs before. And honestly, right now, looking at their team, I'm not a big fan of what they have going on. They got Jaden Bradley at point guard. Of course, Edwards, Cat, Gobert. I do want to do a Timberwolves rebuild soon. So trust me, I'm going to get to that. But simulating current round against Minnesota, and we are going to sweep them in 4. So now we get Zion Williamson and the Pelicans, which unfortunately for Zion, man, he just never stay healthy. It sucks. He's going to miss some time after the All-Star break. Hopefully the Pelicans can still sneak into the playoffs and Zion will be healthy for the playoffs. That's when it's most important. They added Gary Trent Jr., Isaiah Hartenstein as well, to no longer have Jonas Valanciunas. So hopefully Miles Turner can just eat down low on Hartenstein. We'll see. Game 1, we're going to be up 1-0, beat them by 12, 27, 7, and 8, 26 from Jaren Jackson. That's great. 2-0. Can we go up 3-0? Are we going to lose a game in the West yet? Okay, we lose 1. Don't blow. I was about to say, don't blow a 3-0 lead. But now we get the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are the 7th seed in the West. We all know how good the Thunder are in the sim. You got Shea, Josh Giddey, Ron Holland, Williams, Chet Thompson, Ousmane Deng, DiVincenzo, Omari. I don't think this Thunder team intimidates me all the way just yet. Of course, I think Shea and Ja Morant cancel each other out. Josh Giddey, Desmond Bane. And then as far as their forwards are concerned, I like my forwards a little bit better. And then Chet Holmgren and Miles Turner, of course. I'd probably take Chet because he's younger. But game 1, up 1-0. We beat them by 22. 33-9 from Jaren Jackson, averaging 21 in the playoffs right now. Love to see it. Game 2, up 2-0. So far, so good. 35 from Shea. Can we go up 3-0? We cannot. Don't let them even it up, man. All right, up 3-1. Can we beat them in 5? We beat them in 6. Come on, baby. Let's go. We got to the finals. Evan Mobley is your finals MVP. And of course, as we know, Ja Morant, 27-9 finals MVP. So like I said, these two teams, if you look at it, match up very well. We have a very good backcourt, and they have a very good front court, and we do too. Like, it's kind of a twin towers thing, and we have Bridges, and they have Dean Wade. So their bench, kind of similar as well. They got like Malik Monk, and of course, Kevin Huerter, Malik Monk, teammates in Sacramento as we speak in real life. I feel good. This is going to be a tough matchup, but I think we can win here. So game 1, Up 1-0. That's good. That's a great start. 25-9. Donovan Mitchell 36-6, but didn't matter. Game 2. 2-0. 130-123. We're good so far. We go up 3-0. Yes, we can. Can we win a championship? I can't even speak. Can we win a championship with this Grizzlies roster? John Morant and the Grizzlies do win a championship. Remember when John Morant said he was fine in the West? Well, I made that happen today, and we end off on a championship with this Grizzlies team. So I went all in with this Grizzlies team, and we made it happen. And just like that, we only lost, what, 3 games in that playoff run? Absolute beauty. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.